let me hit it, hit. Bitches on my dick, yeah, let me hit it, hit. Hold up, calm down, hold up, calm down, hold up, calm down, hold up, calm down. Bitches on my dick, yeah, let me hit it, hit. Bitches on my dick, yeah, let me hit it, hit. Yo, it's your boy, it's your Ray, it's the Mr. X Visions. He's back in the fucking building, baby, and you already know what it is. Stop all that killing and watch some fucking videos with me, baby. Come on now, let's run it up, let's run it up. You can't run that shit up, because I run it up. Ooh. Now I'm just playing with you guys. But anyway, look, we're about to get into this one video, man. It's actually 32 minutes of the WWE fans hijacking the matches. Woo! I remember those days, and those days was not freaking good, bro. I'm not gonna lie, there was some matches that was actually great, but sometimes the fans did not give a shit. They kept saying CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. I promise you. I think there was, let me see. There was too many matches, man, that I remember that the fans just did not like. I give you an example. The Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble, they kept saying bullshit. I don't know if that works or not. But they kept saying bullshit. They was like, bullshit. And you know what Royal Rumble I'm talking about. 2015, 2014. They say this wasn't it. But other than that, let's get into this video. Let's see what they're freaking talking about. I'm gonna keep the video down below just for you guys to watch it. And hey, and subscribe to Russell Flashback. All right, he's a cool guy. He talks about this. I love getting into the details. Other than that, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's run this shit up.
1, 2, is this on?
Sometimes the biggest superstar in WWE is the fans. There's been countless occasions where fans have taken over and stole the show.
Hot hands by the Intercontinental Champion. Finding their mark on the game.
Whether it's by enhancing the stories being told.
I'm not gonna lie, those times was crazy, but damn, that's still fucked up though. Damn.
With their chants. But completely hijacking matches and entire events because they don't like what they see.
WWE Championship match in the ring, and these fans are doing away.
This is what I was talking about.
In fact, they might even ignore the action altogether. We'll cover it all today as we highlight 30 times WWE fans hijack shows. Let's begin with someone we're going to be seeing a great deal of throughout this list, John Cena. Cena was receiving polarizing reactions in 2006, a year removed from becoming the WWE's top guy, and exactly 12 months on from winning the WWE title at WrestleMania 21 in 2005. John was met with his harshest crowd yet at Mania 22, facing Triple H in the wrestling hotbed of Chicago. It was going to get a lot worse as the months and years progressed, but this was where numerous fans first began to say they'd seen enough of Cena. The night before at the Hall of Fame, John was booed out of the building. Cena would later admit that he didn't know how to deal with such a response at this point in his career.
I remember turning to Vince, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? He goes, just go out and smile.
But after a great speech inducting footballer William Refrigerator Perry,
it's good to see Triple H's immediate family in the house. Thank you very much for coming.
John was able to turn the crowd by the end, a skill he would only get better at as time went on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the WrestleMania 22 match began with an electric crowd yelling "F you, Cena."
And if John Cena wins here tonight, he's going to disappoint a lot of fans. Listen to this.
That is crazy, bro.
That was followed by "You can't wrestle" chants.
Literally a textbook fisherman suplex, almost a version of late Kurt Hennig.
The "Na na 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 hey 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 goodbye" song could briefly be heard being sung.
In the game now, we're Cena in a vulnerable position to say the least.
Then we'd hear one of the first instances of the iconic "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" dueling chants.
Yeah, sucks.
A yeah boo spot preceded the match's closing stages.
Hey, one thing I do want to say, shout out to Cena, man, for staying strong like that. I know that shit sometimes gotta suck about the fans, you know. That is one thing.
Downstairs. Cena now, standing toe-to-toe. This may not bode well.
John got a pop after submitting the game to retain the WWE title. Cena then faced the Chicago crowd again the next night on Raw.
Stop the music, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Triple H was once again tasked with putting over the new Golden Boy at WrestleMania 32. However, this time around the match wasn't as good and the crowd reaction was even more negative for the game's opponent. Roman Reigns had been getting similar polarizing reactions to the one Cena got years previous. The difference was
Roman Reigns got more heat than Cena, I'll say, but I might be wrong, but let's see.
Roman was a lot further behind where John was at the same stage. That being said, the WWE did everything to force Reigns down the fans' throats, only to be met with backlash. And Mania 32 in Dallas was a prime example. The main event began with Roman being told he sucks.
Roman still suffering from that low blow.
The crowd then started to ignore the bout, chanting for NXT.
Any mistake here?
And he realized he's got to get the champ back in the ring to have any.
Look at this.
As well as NXT wrestlers such as Shinsuke Nakamura, who had just debuted 2 days prior.
And the official checking in.
And the man Nakamura wrestled in his debut, Sami Zayn.
Triple H just crawling around at ringside.
There were even chants for Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, and Bayley, but it was noticeable how WWE began to turn the crowd volume down.
For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the champion Triple H, the challenger Roman Reigns.
Reigns got his big win on the night, but it would be another 4 years until he really found himself as a character and was universally accepted by the fans. In both his programs with Reigns and Cena, Triple H was one of the last huge stars fans watched in the Attitude Era that was still wrestling. Fans in the Attitude Era were known for their X-rated chants that made the shows back then even better than they already were. They weren't taking away from the matches or segments, but rather adding to them with the right kind of heat and chants. The July 3rd, 2000 episode of Raw from Orlando, Florida featured a trademark Attitude Era crowd. The 13,000 fans in attendance made noise the whole show and gave us some brilliant chants throughout the night.
Broke Bob Holly's arm. I gotta give Bob Holly credit. We all know how tough.
Freaking ads, man.
Can you imagine finishing the match?
Shane McMahon was greeted on stage by being called an asshole.
We're still chanting.
The audience then noted Shane O'Mac's cat-like abilities, so to speak.
Feet in the air.
Oh,
Please shut up.
wait, what? They used to say it? Oh my god, bro. The times back then was crazy.
The Orlando crowd also had a bit to say about Shane's sister Stephanie.
Don't you remember how good Raw
Well,
was?
yeah.
Come out here, Triple H would make a match or two.
We even got to see a signature ECW-inspired chant aimed at Steph.
Hot hands by the Intercontinental Champion.
That shit crazy, bro.
Speaking of ECW, we'll get to some...
Like, don't you like imagine you hearing that? You hear imagine you hear Stephanie's favorite wrestler, you know, like that's the Stephanie favorite wrestler, and you hear the whole audience say Stephanie swallows, like, bro, or slut, like, bro, what the fuck, dog? That shit's crazy, bro. Hell to the fucking no. Hell to the fucking no,
under the
bro.
WWE umbrella later. But let's first have got a show titled Three-Way Dance. That the
My bad. My pause it again, but imagine if a kid's right there, bro. Like, y'all don't think that for 1 sec? Like, I don't know, man.
original ECW fans hijacked back in 1995 at the ECW Arena in South Philadelphia. The crowd buried Sabu the whole night after he no-showed the event to take a booking in Japan. That's despite him being advertised to appear in a big match on the ECW card long in advance.
Sabu had told me the week before that he was being booked in Japan.
The people absolutely let him have it and didn't stop constantly chanting F Sabu.
You showed up tonight. Not like the Sabu.
That's crazy, bro.
Sabu was eventually welcomed back, but it just goes to show what happens when you upset the rabid ECW fanbase. The original ECW fans were definitely at their rowdiest in their home base of Philly. But these fans would be ashamed of how the Pittsburgh crowd 300 miles away behaved during the main event of Extreme Rules 2018. Dolph Ziggler defended the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins in a 30-minute Iron Man match. The clash is best remembered for the audience constantly counting down while viewing the clock.
No doubt. The WWE fans counting down with the clock here.
Counting down makes sense in a Royal Rumble, where a new wrestler enters every 2 minutes or so, but for an Iron Man match, it's pointless for fans to count down unless it's the actual final 10 seconds of the bout. Fans kept counting along in the Rollins-Ziggler match, forcing WWE to remove the clock from the big screen. But this didn't stop the crowd from still continuing and even demanding the clock return.
Where's the clear?
Over the zigzag again. We're now down.
Getting rid of the clock only made things worse, as the fans were now counting down at random intervals, continuing to ignore the match.
And we're down the Kingslayer. Right, but if the first 15 minutes taught us anything...
The audience then cheered as the clock returned.
We're under 10 to go!
Countdowns then continued until the finish.
We are back at even. The final 3 minutes.
Dolph emerged victorious in overtime, putting an end to what should have been a show-stealing match from the wrestlers, but was stolen by the crowd instead. The WWE main roster hasn't booked an Iron Man match since as of 2024. Rollins is certainly no stranger to fans hijacking one of his pay-per-view main events. His match at SummerSlam 2016 to crown the first ever Universal Champion was marred by chants directed at how the new belt looked. The title had recently been unveiled, so the Brooklyn crowd began to voice their displeasure at the belt's appearance.
You need to. It's a different level of aggression. Watch out! Balor off the barricade!
In fact, they would find numerous unique ways to proclaim how the belt sucks, including through song.
Great strategy by Balor here as Rollins tries to...
That belt sucks.
His mom, Leone, his dad, Fintan.
Then the audience got
shit
personal,
crazy,
calling
bro.
the full belt stupid.
For many fans who like to partake in fantasy booking, like...
It only got worse for the inanimate object by getting told it sucks in a more direct way.
18 years old, winning the NWA British Commonwealth Heavyweight.
The match was completely secondary. The crowd started chanting delete.
Can you look at Seth Rollins' face while they're wrestling, bro? He's like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Shut the fuck up. Damn. That shit is crazy,
the title was
bro.
visible on screen.
For everything that Finn Balor has done.
Delete. Hell no.
Balor came out the winner, but it was Rollins that responded online to the Brooklyn fans, disappointed at how they negatively hijacked the bout, not because of disinterest or poor booking like is usually the case, but simply because of how the belt looked. We'll see plenty more from Brooklyn crowds later, but let's stay in New York for our next entry as we go to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Survivor Series 2011 saw CM Punk challenge Alberto Del Rio for the WWE Championship. The match began with "We want ice cream" chants, a reference to a line in a Punk promo from a few months prior.
I want you to bring back the WWE ice cream bars.
Ice cream bar.
Punk's then best friend Colt Cabana also got a mention.
And then Punk locked in the Anaconda device and made Del Rio agree to this match.
The crowd were hot for Punk the whole match and got behind him during a yeah boo exchange.
Style of CM Punk, he can use his legs as weapons just as well as his arms. So look at Punk go.
After Punk paid tribute to Randy Savage with the patented top rope elbow, MSG chanted Macho's name.
CM Punk! Gotta be wondering, what is it gonna take?
Upon securing the victory to become the new WWE champion, Punk showed appreciation for his supporters by diving over the barricade into their arms. It capped off a strong contest that the Garden thoroughly enjoyed. Fans in the United Kingdom are right up there with the New Yorkers when it comes to best wrestling crowds. The Brits were fantastic at Money in the Bank 2023 in London, especially during the main event where the Usos wrestled the heel Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. 18,000 strong in the O2 Arena could be heard singing Jimmy and Jey Uso's entrance music.
2016, before they linked up with Roman Reigns.
Head of the table Reigns was welcomed with cries of "F you Roman." We then had an interesting new name for the tribal chief. The tirades towards Roman were relentless and didn't stop. Reigns was in enemy territory and receiving the right kind of heat. It was like being at a UK football match.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
But again, how do you expect to be treated? Roman Reigns.
If you hate Roman.
When it seemed as though Roman and Solo were about to win. All four men put in a shift and the audience showed their gratitude as the bout neared its conclusion. London erupted when Roman was pinned for the first time in 3.5 years, courtesy of Jey. It was one hell of a way to cap off an incredibly fun match.
Do you believe in miracles? Cover by Jey!
That was the best match ever.
WWE done away with filler pay-per-views starting in 2024. All big events now felt huge, especially since so many premium live events were taking place outside of the United States. One of the best was Backlash from Lyon, France. It starred one of the greatest crowds of all time. Right from the kickoff event, we knew there were going to be something special. Then, when the pay-per-view opened up, Leon gave us an unforgettable rendition of Randy Orton's Voices theme song. If Orton's entrance wasn't spectacular enough, Jey Uso's was downright out of this world.
Yeah, that was a way better. That was a good moment right there.
The crowd's behavior for both entrances set the tone for all future audiences to try and replicate. Instead of the traditional yeah boo spot, there was a yeet no yeet battle since Jey was involved.
Engaging forearms, middle of the ring.
We also got to see the return of the Hey Bailey song.
Title defense since WrestleMania, with the exception of the one Tiffany messed up a few weeks ago. Bailey wouldn't want it any other way.
Few times in WWE have we seen the camera shake, but Leon was so loud the whole building felt like it was moving. We even heard a Rest Stardust chant. Backlash France was certainly a show for the record books. After the debacle of the 2014 Rumble, something we'll touch on later, fans watched the 2015 installment with bated breath. The majority wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble match, not Roman Reigns. When Bryan got eliminated after being in the match for just 10 minutes, the Philadelphia audience were beside themselves.
Bray Wyatt eliminates Daniel Bryan.
They were infuriated by the decision to eliminate Daniel and made it known for the rest of the Rumble.
Crowd here still reeling over the fact that their favorite Daniel Bryan got eliminated.
The boos continued until Roman entered, where at that point they got even louder.
Oh boy!
Exactly 1 year on from his departure, CM Punk's name emanated throughout the arena, just as it did during most WWE shows during this period. As each fan favorite got picked off and thrown out, this train wreck of a match reached its climax, with Big Show and Kane of all people in the final three.
WWE fans, of course, not happy.
Even Reigns' cousin The Rock couldn't stop the boos, as Roman won the worst Royal Rumble match in history.
Told you guys.
The Great One's facial expression during the celebrations told the whole story.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look, if
Money in the Bank 2018 was another example of fans not caring for Roman Reigns. His match with Jinder Mahal was a stinker, but the Chicago faithful made the most of it by making themselves the entertainment. They started out by reminding us of their hometown hero.
Simply a spectator, much like we are.
Next, there were NXT and Rusev Day chants.
CM Punk. NXT.
There was also a quick review of the match so far.
He's looking to strategize with Sunil.
And I do like the gameplay. I don't like you getting sucked in or the rest of us.
Chi-Town then showed appreciation for someone they couldn't see.
20, 30 minutes deep, and the big dog somehow finds
The beach ball was confiscated in the crowd, which drew asshole chants from the security guard who took it.
It's final. It is what it is.
But sometimes when if you were giving a...
Chicago closed things out with Let's Go Beach Ball and a wave for good measure.
Boy, Roman.
Roman won with a spear after he and Jinder played second fiddle to the crowd for 15 minutes. The original black and gold NXT fans were always for the product, but would sometimes get riled up if what they were seeing annoyed them. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe's match at NXT TakeOver Dallas is a perfect example. It's a match the fans really wanted to enjoy, but outside forces prevented this from happening. Joe got busted open early on,
Finn Balor,
which led to the ref and medics constantly stepping in to try and clean up his eye, much to the dismay of the crowd.
And again, the official was trying to... Joe got caught out here to the work zone.
Facts.
With Joe seemingly now all cleaned up, it was time to get back to business. Sadly, Joe began bleeding again, since he'd been cut deep. This meant there were further stoppages.
Anywhere near your eye.
Fuck the peach. Joe bleed. Facts, bro.
Minutes finished without incident.
They could have just let Joe bleed, bro. It wasn't a big deep. I mean, if he still wanted to fucking go crazy, but back then it was PJ. I get it.
As Finn Balor retained the NXT title. However, the dozens of stops completely ruined the flow, meaning the fans' frustration took center stage. NXT TakeOver London was one of NXT's most memorable shows, thanks to the UK crowd, who had an insatiable energy the whole night. The opener starred Asuka, who London were heavily in favor of.
Signing to the women's division here in
Fuck her up. That's crazy, bro.
The tag team title match featured the type of singing you'd expect to hear on a match day in a UK football stadium.
I love the cast.
Bailey got the most favorable reaction on the show.
I like that.
She was serenaded with multiple songs cheering her on.
Confident. And she can defend it. Until that happens, there's a chance.
Takeover London was an amazing event that was elevated to even greater heights, courtesy of the boisterous crowd. Like the UK, Toronto has always been one of WWE's best markets, where many of the most passionate hardcores buy a ticket. SummerSlam 2004 saw numerous babyfaces get booed over some of the heels on the show. Meanwhile, JBL's clash with The Undertaker for the WWE title was overshadowed by the crowd's involvement. First, they broke out into a wave.
WWE Championship match in the ring, and these fans are doing a wave. Booed the women, they booed Eugene, and now they're doing a wall cover.
Then they started chanting for the Spanish announce table.
Well, the people here are chanting Spanish tables.
Spanish tape. That shit is absolutely fucking crazy, bro.
When the match ended in a disqualification, a fan got on top of JBL's limo, which drew a pop.
Undertaker's been disqualified after JBL and Orlando Jordan.
Fan is on the...
If the fans don't care about what they're watching, it's not uncommon to see them bust out some
Hold
beach balls.
up.
The main event of Raw after...
There was a fan on the table?
When the match ended in a disqualification, a fan got on top of JBL's limo, which drew a pop.
Undertaker's been disqualified after JBL.
Oh my gosh. That's absolutely fucking crazy, man. Y'all are too wild. The fans needs to be stopped, all right? I can see why in pandemic they had a good time, bro, because they was not enjoying us anymore. Damn. What the hell, man?
Fans don't care about what they're watching, it's not uncommon to see them bust out some beach balls. The main event of Raw after WrestleMania 35, where Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston fought Sheamus and Cesaro, may as well have been called Beach Ball Mania. The New York crowd were already upset because of a booked match between Seth and Kofi had just been scrapped in favor of a tag bout. The first beach ball emerged during a commercial, though it was swiftly confiscated.
Everybody was upset on that.
A second beach ball was then taken by Cesaro. Raw returned from break with We Want Beach Ball emanating throughout the Barclays Center.
Knife edge chop from the Beast Slayer.
The third and final beach ball then tagged in. It was one heck of a party in the stands.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
I promise you, bro. I'm gonna get rid of these ads,
full business
I'm gonna get rid of these ads.
Brooklyn gave us an AEW chant to close out the Raw After Mania festivities.
Yeah, Kofi all fired up, measuring his man.
Rollins and Kingston picked up the win after a curb stomp, but this one was all about the beach ball. As we've seen, the Raw After WrestleMania is one of the most fun nights of the year, as hardcore fans from all over the world create a party atmosphere. The Raw After Mania 31 in 2015 featured a 6-woman tag match that the San Jose crowd hijacked to oblivion. They began by chanting for NXT star Bailey.
Natalya trying to do the same
to
Naomi.
Bailey.
She does.
It was during the commercial where the fans really let loose, with crude non-PG chants directed at the wrestlers in the match and their partners, such as Nikki Bella and her then boyfriend John Cena. They then took aim at the married women in the match by referencing their husbands, including Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, Tyson Kidd and Natalya, as well as Jimmy Uso and Naomi.
That's crazy, bro. Oh my gosh.
Naomi's
you
suck
Uso.
Like a pretty uneventful match for the television audience, since all the crowd
that is crazy, bro.
Nevertheless, this is an example of just how unhinged the
females can't even work properly.
Next, we'll look
bro.
at the match that started it all when it comes to the fans hijacking a match. During the Raw After WrestleMania, no one was expecting much when Randy Orton took on Sheamus on the Raw After Mania 29. It was a boring match with no stakes, thus making it the perfect opportunity for the crowd to run riot.
Well, you're right about that. And you know what that means? Absolutely anything can happen in this match.
Man. I like when they say that shit.
From people that weren't in the match.
It's funny, you're hearing a lot of chants tonight.
To those that were retired, wrestlers that had passed away, and promotions that were bankrupt. Even the referee got some love.
Believed in Big Show.
As did the commentators, with each one of their names being chanted by the New Jersey crowd.
JV, yeah. Michael Cole.
When the Big Show interfered to end the match, the people thanked him for it.
Thank you, Big Show.
The segment ended with the audience giving themselves a pat on the back.
Big Show doing what he can.
This match set the tone for future Raw after WrestleMania events. It would also play a role in shaping how modern crowds behave when witnessing a match or wrestlers they didn't like. Few matches have ever stunk up the joint worse than Big Show and Batista's clash from August 2006 in the revived version of ECW. After the success of the One Night Stand events, this was the WWE's last hurrah in the Hammerstein Ballroom, one of the original ECW's best venues. Batista was SmackDown's top babyface at the time, but both men were truly villains here.
Oh, damn,
Big Show
that's
tried to
crazy.
heat it up, but the wrestlers had go-away heat for the whole match.
Woo!
The finish couldn't have been any worse since it was a DQ, something that was completely foreign in the original ECW. We give this match 5 stars for the crowd, but minus 5 stars for the in-ring action.
Change the channel is crazy.
There wasn't much the wrestlers could have done to turn the crowd in our last
Oh,
example.
not
And
the.
the same
I know
goes for Brock
this
Lesnar and
shit.
Goldberg's encounter at WrestleMania 20.
Oh, I know
It was
this
public
shit was
knowledge
crazy.
that both men were leaving the WWE that night, so they were immediately
Yep.
greeted with "You sold out" chants.
Yep.
Followed by the "Hey Hey Hey" goodbye song.
Hey, goodbye.
Madison
Damn,
Square Garden
that's
faithful
funny,
cared
bro.
more about guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin. Once things finally got underway, the match got completely panned.
The egos of these two massive individuals. Austin now begins.
The audience would soon turn their attention to two fans dressed as Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Apparently, they were ejected from the arena after getting into a promo battle.
And that's somewhat offensive, but in any event, right now.
Goldberg was the winner, but Stone Cold stood tall at the end after giving out 2 stunners.
That was to Vince right there. That wasn't to the fans. Everybody took that the wrong way.
That's crazy, bro.
As you can see, the fans
That was a
don't
good
like when a
match.
wrestler leaves, especially if it's a fan favorite like The Rock. The Great One wrestled in his final match of 2002 before leaving for Hollywood at that year's SummerSlam, where he faced Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. The Long Island, New York crowd was 50-50 for a lot of the match, as seen from how they responded to the People's Champ. It was an electric atmosphere. 1 minute they were for Lesnar, and the next they were against him.
Keeping the pressure on the lower back. Now to Rock the chance. I'm begging these people to pick a side. Rock, you need to pick the game up now, my man. The undisputed title.
Brock won the title to earn his crowning moment, but the post-match was just as interesting. That's because it planted seeds for the heel Hollywood Rock character that would debut 6 months later.
Sing along with The Rock is over.
Let's go back now to Roman Reigns' 2018 run. It was thought he'd get his big win for the Universal title at WrestleMania 34 against Brock Lesnar, with many believing Brock was headed back to the UFC. This coupled with Reigns' polarizing reactions meant interest was down for their main event at Mania as the crowd hijacked the match.
A separated shoulder after that. Oh my God.
The dreaded beach ball made a run-in only to be stopped by security, who received jeers for taking the ball.
If it means tearing the title, he's had an opportunity.
That's crazy.
Lesnar still stalking.
New Orleans wanted the match to end and got angrier the longer it went on.
Oh my God. And now Lesnar delivering the huge right-handed blow.
Lesnar surprisingly won, but was legitimately upset after the bell. He launched
Yep.
the bell at Vince McMahon
That nigga
after
threw
getting
the
back to
belt at
Gorilla.
him.
Vince had supposedly changed the original finish, which would have seen Roman winning.
You don't have to be an expert to create something you are happy with. My enemy.
1 month later, Reigns won Samoa Joe at Backlash in New Jersey. The bout was notable due to how many people had left before the opening bell. This was a combination of the show going late, plus the disinterest in the evening's final match. Those that stayed chose to hijack Joe vs. Roman.
He's 25%. That's why he's the he is today.
Oftentimes, there isn't much the wrestlers can do when the audience reacts like this, since their minds are made up, but the talent didn't help here by working a painfully boring match.
And it looks like Samoa
Delete. Rusev Day.
No question, this pace
Beat the
favors Samoa
traffic.
Joe.
People continued to leave as Reigns secured the victory. A tired crowd had witnessed a subpar show, topped off by a snooze-fest main event. Let's look at one of the early examples of fans hijacking a match by ignoring the action in WWE. It happened at the 1995 King of the Ring, where Savio Vega took on Mabel in the final. Mabel won the match, but the only thing that mattered was the fans' reaction. The crowd sat on their hands for most of the encounter, due to how boring it was. But the audience livened up by starting an ECW chant, which was fitting since the show took place in Philadelphia.
Listen to this.
That's crazy, bro.
Just a moment.
Oh.
There's a local wrestling group here in Philadelphia.
Vince McMahon, who was on commentary for the
What
match,
the
claimed years
fuck,
later
bro?
that
That's
he conditioned the fans
crazy.
to chant ECW at WWE events. Nevertheless, this may be the very first example of this happening at a Federation show. Staying on the topic of ECW now by highlighting the legendary One Night Stand 2006 show, where John Cena defended the WWE Championship against Rob Van Dam. This was in a way.
I'm sorry, I'm still in shock on the guy that just spit in the guy's face, bro. Bro, if a fan does that to me, it's up. We forget the wrestling match, bro. It's up. You and me, we about to go crazy. Hell nah, bro. Nah, bro.
A match for
You
Cena
got
if
me
there ever was
fucked
one.
up.
John received one of the most negative crowd responses in wrestling history. Trademark shirt tossed into the crowd saw his top get thrown right back at him multiple times.
His head.
Tossing that bad boy right back to the
John
freaking
was
crowd,
suddenly
my
hit by
boy. Come
toilet
on now,
paper,
come
And
on.
then the chant started up.
Paper TP as a starter. He got right into the
Cena
That's
worked the match as a
crazy,
villain,
bro.
portraying
Cena
various
died.
youth
I didn't hear that
tendencies. But
part.
in the end, it was the fan favorite RVD that came out on top in one of the most surreal main events ever seen under the WWE umbrella. Randy Orton also faced the wrath of the ECW fans at One Night Stand, receiving a similar tirade of chants during his match with Kurt Angle, who had just joined the ECW brand. Like John, Randy was the prototypical WWE superstar, which in turn meant he was anti-ECW. And it wasn't long until the crowd rained down a flurry of insults towards Orton.
Kurt Angle.
Damn.
Lock and get your knees in it. Yeah,
That's
baby.
crazy, bro. That's crazy. Oh my gosh,
Angle got the
bro.
win in a
Kids
contest,
was there
but that
at
was
the
enhanced by
freaking
the
audience, wasn't they?
As were both
They
One
gotta
Night Stand
hear
events
this
the
shit.
WWE put on. Let's now look at what happened when Orton and Cena battled each other in front of another hostile
That shit
crowd
crazy,
during a time
dog.
where the fans were fed up with both wrestlers after years of matches between the two. The clash went down at the Royal Rumble 2014 in Pittsburgh and saw Randy defend the WWE World Heavyweight title against John. Those in attendance began ignoring the match almost straight away with chants for Daniel Bryan.
What do you see, King?
Not to mention chants for various wrestlers
Hell
that weren't
nah,
members of the
bro.
active roster at the time.
You fans are crazy, bro.
Never give up, even stronger.
As the bout kept going, "We Want Divas" chants then rang out throughout the arena. Orton and Cena worked hard, but this was simply a match the capacity crowd did not want to see.
Damn, that's crazy.
Randy ultimately
That's
got the
fucking
win
crazy,
with an
bro.
RKO. The 2014 Royal Rumble also marked the return of Batista, which annoyed fans who wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble match instead of the Animal. From there, Batista became Bootista, since so many people
Bootista,
didn't
bro.
want to see main event
Fucking
WrestleMania. One of the
Bootista.
worst reactions they've received was a month after Mania at the 2014 Elimination Chamber event, where he fought Alberto Del Rio. The fact the crowd actually started out cheering for Del Rio tells you just how much heat Batista had with much of the audience.
These reels, bro, are starting to get on my nerves.
Hey, Mexico's greatest export. They're actually cheering for Alberto.
Bautista and Daniel Bryan chants soon followed.
Stop.
Well, you knew that Batista was going to want to compete.
Then there was a cavalcade of chants for wrestlers who had either left or weren't on TV at the time.
I think they're chanting.
That's
"We want
crazy.
Lesnar."
Batista got the victory on the night, but there was no question now the company had to turn him heel going into WrestleMania 30. Seth
Facts.
Rollins defending the Universal Championship against Baron Corbin at Stomping Grounds 2019 is an example of a match few were interested in due to how poorly it was built up on TV. So it's no surprise the 6,000 fans in Tacoma, Washington hijacked the bout, beginning with "This is stupid" chants directed at the bad booking and special ref stipulation.
And the WWE Universe voicing their displeasure with the choice.
This was followed up with the usual CM Punk and Daniel Bryan chants, as well as acknowledgement for AEW, who had just put on their first show.
Got a little bit of influence with those in power.
There you go with the CM Punk chants.
Boring chants rang out as the wrestler struggled to win over the crowd.
WWE fans here in Tacoma all over Baron Corbin.
Rollins won thanks to a curb stomp to round out a weak main event. This match and show as a whole was an indication of where WWE was creatively at the time, with 2019 and this summer period in particular being some of the darkest times the company has ever had creatively. These last two entries will illustrate how John Cena became a master at using the crowd to his advantage. On the August 21st, 2017 Raw in Brooklyn, Cena teamed with Roman Reigns to take on The Miz and Samoa Joe. The Beach Balls came out almost instantly, something John made sure to acknowledge. Then Cena got upset when the security took the ball away.
Beach Ball is familiar from last night at SummerSlam.
As did the crowd, who rained down asshole chants at the security.
Samoa Joe.
Chants of "We want Beach Ball" later rang out.
Remember, these two met in the mixed tag team.
Then it was time for a wave, which Cena hilariously joined in with.
Roman Reigns earlier that this is his show.
The Mexican wave is crazy.
Ignored the audience in moments like these, John embraced the reaction. Instead of just working a run-of-the-mill bare-bones match, he got involved in the fun, which we can all appreciate as fans.
John Cena thrives under these situations.
One of the best examples of a wrestler reacting to the crowd took place during Cena's match with Dolph Ziggler on the October 12, 2015 episode of Raw from Chicago. In the early going, John noticed rumblings from the stands and looked over to see what was happening. The match came to a standstill as Cena took the mic and congratulated a couple who just got engaged, after the man successfully proposed to the woman while the match was going on.
She said yes, we got a married couple here tonight.
Man, that's crazy, man.
She said yes chants echoed through the Allstate Arena.
Damn, that's crazy,
John
bro.
Stopped the match to applaud the newly engaged couple one more time.
Imagine that moment right there, bro. Hey, if I proposed like that and she said yes and the whole crowd said yes, she said yes, I would have low-key kind of cried. I'd have been like, you motherfuckers right here, man. Y'all crazy for this.
Before finishing out a great back and forth contest with Dolph. The whole thing was proof anything can really happen in the WWE. Though if Cena hadn't gone out of his way to pause the match and grab the mic, we never would have got such an incredible moment. As we've seen, fans can hijack matches and shows in various different ways. On some occasions it enhances the storytelling, while other times the wrestlers take a back seat to the audience. But that's the beauty of it all, because the main thing is that the people are reacting. Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video of 10 more insane crowds that didn't let wrestlers speak. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Sheesh. Get rid of these fucking ads, man. Other than that, I would say, man, this was a good video. I'm going to put the video link down below in my bio. Most likely, guys, I got to say one thing and one thing only before I get out of here. Leave a comment down below. Who do you feel like, you know, do you feel like, was it a great idea that the fans hijacked the matches sometimes? And if it was, just tell me why. And if it wasn't, just tell me why still. But I mean, and then what was your favorite part of, like, which one are you glad they hijacked, or which one you didn't like how they hijacked? I gotta say, for me, man, for number one thing, I just don't believe they need to hijack so much, is because sometimes, I mean, these wrestlers, they go home, they have to go do this and feed their family. I get it, sometimes it's boring, but it's the booking decision. So is it really the wrestler's fault, or is it really Vince McMahon or Triple H's fault? You tell me. But I gotta say, I was a big fan of Roman Reigns back in 2015 because when I saw him win the Royal Rumble, everybody booed the shit out of him, and everybody kept saying CM Punk. I got confused when I was little, but I understand now. But the main one I gotta say is the yeet. I love the yeet. Yeet, 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 yeet. Now, I'll just play with you, but look, just once again, leave a comment down below what you think about the HiJacking situation. But other than that, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and your boy is out. Yeah.
I understand it now.
This is sport. This is sport. This is sport.